Hello beautiful people, Dawn Divine here, your tarot teacher. If it's your first time here, you might want to start with my pinned intro video which outlines this tarot course. Let's continue our journey into the tarot and take a deep dive into the card of the Fool. Here we see a youthful and androgynous looking person. The Fool's androgyny is no accident. They are depicted that way to blur any traditional gender lines. The Fool is any one of us. Their gaze is lifted to the heavens and beyond our current line of sight. The landscape is expansive with snow-capped mountain peaks, a recurring theme throughout the tarot, a clear yellow sky and a bright radiant white sun. The Fool is on the edge of a cliff with a little white dog who appears to be mirroring him. The Fool is the card of the beginner's mind and of universal wisdom. It is the leap of faith, stepping out into the unknown with complete trust. Nothing limits the Fool's thinking, and nothing is a number of this card. The Fool is usually unnumbered or marked as 0 in the Major Arcana. 0 is not just a number, it's a powerful metaphysical concept. In quantum physics, 0 connects to the quantum zero-point field of unlimited potential. 0 is the cosmic womb. It's not absence, it's a circle, eternal, complete, containing all within it. And that's why this card can appear at the beginning or the end of the journey. The Fool is the soul before form, the moment before the leap, the pure impulse of becoming. It's the spark of the divine that says leap and the path will appear. The Fool is a sacred traveller, the seeker who trusts the journey, the divine Fool. They are not bound by ego or experience, which is why they have a childlike naivety about them. They have their innocence and instinct. Think of all the times in your life when you've been called to be like the Fool, when you've needed to trust and have faith without inhibition or fear that all will work out. A new job perhaps, a business venture, a passion project, a new relationship. Sometimes we must take the leap and gain the life experience along the way. Take a moment now to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of your own precipice. What leap of faith is calling you right now? What would it feel like to trust completely and step forward? Journal any thoughts or feelings as they come. The Fool carries with them magical gifts inside their knapsack, the hidden potential, spiritual inheritance and inner tools. Many initiates believe the knapsack contains the 4 suits. The tools we'll see in the next card of the Magician. The wand, representing willpower, creativity and fire. The cup, representing intuition, emotions and water. The sword, representing truth, clarity and air. And the pentacle, representing material resources, groundedness and earth. The Fool also carries soul memory from lifetimes and previous incarnations, their spiritual DNA, karmic insights and generational gifts waiting to be remembered. That knapsack is a connection to Source, untarnished by ego and fear. Small on the outside, infinite within. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. In this 3D reality, our mortal frames may seem small, but as sovereign beings, we have access to the divine within, to unlimited potential. In Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, the Fool corresponds to Aleph, the first Hebrew letter associated with the breath or spirit. The Fool is the breath of life and corresponds to the element of air. It's a card of movement and expansion. On the tree, the Fool walks the hidden path between Keter and Chokhmah, pure spirit poised at the edge of creation. The esoteric title of this card is the Spirit of the Ether. It's also ruled by the planet Uranus, the planet of sudden change, awakening, freedom and innovation. Uranus activates the new, it disrupts the known, just like the Fool stepping out into the unknown with trust. Uranus is associated with the higher mind and cosmic consciousness. Uranus is also the ruler of Aquarius, the visionary rebel of the zodiac, which rules the 11th house, the house of destiny, dreams and collective hopes. This gives the Fool a connection to cosmic purpose and to higher calling. What vision of your future are you ready to step towards? Now let's look at what the Fool is wearing. They wear a hat with a red feather. The feather is linked to air and to the Egyptian goddess Mahut, who represents cosmic law, justice and truth. In the afterlife, the heart was weighed against the feather of Mahut. If your heart was lighter, your soul was pure. The Fool represents a purity of soul, no baggage, no corruption, a heart that's light enough to take the leap. What truth do you wear in your hat? Is your heart light enough to follow your destiny? It's at this point it's probably best to take a moment to explore the shadow side of the Fool. Every card has light and shade, strengths and weaknesses. That's why I personally don't read reversals. That's not to say that is incorrect if that's how you want to read your cards. Remember, there's no right or wrong when you're reading with your intuition. Many people give successful readings with reversals. It really is just a matter of preference. When working with the shadow, we want to integrate it, not fear it, because this is how we will transform and grow. The shadow of the Fool can show up as recklessness, avoidance of responsibility, or even rigidity and resistance to change. When working with our shadow, it's important to bring life back into balance. Ask yourself, where in my life am I resisting responsibility? Am I mistaking impulsiveness for intuition? Remember, shadow isn't bad, it's the part of us we haven't brought into the light yet. When we meet it with compassion, we stop looping in unconscious patterns and we can reprogram ourselves so that we can walk our journey in wholeness. The hero's journey is a journey of self-actualization. Now let's continue with the symbology of this card. The white rose the Fool holds is another symbol of purity and innocence, the soul in bloom, unfolding without fear. The little dog is their loyal companion and faithful friend. The dog represents our inner guidance, our intuition, warning us of danger or nudging us forward. It may also symbolize our higher self or spirit guides. So ask yourself, if the dog is your intuition, what is it telling you now? The 4 kingdoms of nature are also symbolized in the card. The ground is the mineral kingdom, the rose and the floral tunic represent the vegetable kingdom, and the feather and the dog represent the animal kingdom, whilst the Fool represents the human kingdom. In Hermetic philosophy, the human is a microcosm of the macrocosm. The Fool carries the totality of life's kingdom within themselves. The material body, the life force, the instinctual energy and the conscious spirit. The Fool is the sacred steward of all creation, holding them in balance. Ask yourself, in which kingdom are you most rooted right now? What would it mean to bring them all into alignment and harmony? The sun in the card represents source energy, and the snow-capped peaks represent spiritual attainment. The clear yellow sky is akin to the colour of our solar plexus energy centre, which is the 3rd chakra associated with our own personal power, confidence and sense of self. The white undergarment shows innocence and spiritual readiness, while the red on the reverse of the tunic represents creativity and passion. The floral symbols connect to Gaia, hinting at abundance, fertility and natural life cycles. The Fool stands at the edge of the cliff, a symbol of the archetypal soul at the threshold, poised between earth and sky, spirit and matter. We are the bridge between the worlds. Will you take the leap or cling to stone? This is a card of risks, new beginnings and the infinite possibilities of unmanifested potential. The core meanings of the Fool are new beginnings, innocence and spontaneity, trust in the universe and taking a leap of faith, access to unlimited potential, being guided by intuition and a higher calling, and movement and expansion. And now that the Fool has leapt, what awaits him on his journey? He meets the Magician, where infinite potential begins to take form. From 0 to 1, from breath to word, from possibility to power. Join me next as we meet the Magician, the master of manifestation, the wielder of the 4 sacred tools, and the channel between heaven and earth.